EDC, everyday carry. Now, I've been really passionate about EDC for decades. I have always carried knives. There's certain tools that I want to have with me at all times. And probably for the last 10 years, it has been very much unchanged. Like the last 4, it hasn't changed at all. But I've made some changes. Now, nothing that's too radical. I've just changed a couple of things out a little bit, and I've added a few more things. So let me just share with you what my EDC is for 2025. I love EDC. Now, I personally believe the foundation of any good EDC is a knife. I used to carry a Benchmade bug out, but now I have a Civivi Praxis Mini. Now, this isn't by any means a fancy knife. This is a very inexpensive knife, but it's a good quality knife. I've been carrying it for about 3 months now, and I'm very, very happy with it. The EDC I'm sharing with you right now is my daily EDC when I'm working, and I make a couple little tweaks on the weekend, and I'll show you those as well. The next part of my EDC is something that I have every single day, and that is the original Leatherman. I laser etched my name on this one. I don't know why I like the original, I just do. They don't actually make this one anymore. They're kind of hard to find, but I ended up buying 3 of them in Montana when I saw them on a really good deal at Tractor Supply, or was it Big R Supply? Anyways, I have 2 more of these brand new as spares. This thing lives on me. The next thing is a mini flashlight. This little light has been so useful in so many different situations. This is the Olight 1R2 Pro, and it has 2 different modes. Low beam, which I think is like 4 lumens, and then its brightest, it's only 80 lumens, but 80 lumens is useful. Drop something under the desk, under the couch, even just walking when it's dark outside. It's nice to have. That lives right here in my little watch pocket. But one thing that's a little different when I'm working, I usually have my work pants on, and I actually EDC a second flashlight. This is the Olight Arcfeld Pro. I've only had this light for a couple of months, but I really enjoy it, and I've been carrying it every single weekday when I'm working. It has a main flashlight mode. I think there's 5 different light settings on it. It has a laser pointer. I don't know what that's going to do to my camera sensor. Hopefully not wreck it. And then it has a UV light, which is kind of interesting if you're checking currency or IDs. You know, you hold it up your driver's license and it reveals hidden holograms and stuff like that. It can also reveal how clean your hotel room is. So I don't suggest you do that. If you're going to sleep in a place, don't inspect it with a UV light. And that typically lives right here in this little side pocket of the work pants that I wear almost every single day. This guy back too. On this side is my cell phone. I actually just recently upgraded to the iPhone 16. I like it. I came from the iPhone 12 mini, and so I missed that small form factor, but the performance increase is quite significant. Keys, obviously I have keys. I like to keep my keys on this key clip. I don't know what it is. It's some generic key clip. I've been using this one for years. Clips onto your belt, pants, you don't even need a belt, don't need belt loops, and on and off. That usually goes right there. And that's the basic tools, but there's still a couple other things that I do have on me every single day. This is just the Casio Illuminator, a really great $20 watch. I like how thin it is, so that if you're working on a vehicle or something like that, it's not hanging up when you're trying to reach in to tighten that weird bolt in that weird spot. And the F91 is it has like a cult-like following. This is the same thing, but it has a better backlight. The entire screen lights up as opposed to just a little tiny bulb right in the corner there that doesn't work. I guess if we really want to get into it, I keep a piece of paracord here on an S-Beaner from Night Eyes. And this has been useful one time in my life, if I can get it off. It's about that much paracord with a little clip. The one time I used it is that we were on a Disney cruise, stopped in Bermuda, and my son's flip-flop blew apart. And I was able to lash up his flip-flop so that he could walk around without bare feet. I don't know why I keep this. It's just been a part of my wrist for well over a decade now. Newer addition is a friendship bracelet from my daughter, so that's good. If you ever decide to do a paracord bracelet like this, just note that after about a month, they shrink significantly. Size it on the loose side and give it a little bit of time. Wedding ring, obviously keep that. My Lodge ring, this is a ring I actually made, if I can get it off. So I actually used my Gwick G2 Pro laser to laser etch this square and compass. And then I filled it with some type of a jeweler's epoxy. The only thing is I was supposed to put it in a vacuum chamber to remove all the bubbles. Didn't do that, but I'm kind of proud of it. I do have other Lodge rings, but this one I made. I'm gonna try doing another one as well. This was just a cheap blank that I bought on Amazon. I kind of ground it flat and then laser etched that. And so the thing that really blows my mind is the detail in that laser work. Like, look at that. Wild. And apart from that, I do carry small notebooks. Now, notebooks are so trendy right now. It's kind of funny, actually. I've been doing this for years. In fact, I bought my very first Moleskine, this one right here, as a journal on January 26, 2009. I was on my way to Santiago, Chile. And I do journal regularly. I also bullet journal. In fact, I have a video come out, stand by, I can't find it. I want to say about 7 years ago, 5 to 7 years ago, showing how I use my bullet journal. And I use my bullet journal every single day. I plan out my week, and then I dive deep into each day if I need to move a task from one day to another day. The way I have mine set up is I have one page for everything I want to do for the week. I plop it out into the days, and then I have one side for writing the notes for that day. Now, I used to title these to-do list, but I've changed. And when I think of a to-do list, it sounds kind of onerous, but ultimately everything we do in life is to get us ahead. It's an advantage. March 31st to April 6th, 2025, advantages. These are the things that I get to do this week that is going to move me forward in my life. It's a little mindset shift that kind of puts my entire week into perspective. I'm not doing this stuff because it's a to-do list. This is the stuff that is going to promote me, going to move me forward in life. And yes, they are just things that I have to do, but they're my advantages. So notebooks, also, I keep these little notebooks around the shop. This one's like all grease stained and stuff. And I'll just have these laying down at random places. So if I need to write down the size of something, or if I need to remember a measurement for like 2 minutes, I can just grab one of these, write it down. And then what I actually do is I cut the corners off the pages that I'm done, so that when I go to this and I want a new page, I just grab that. And I see, I still have a little room at the end of this page. I really like that little trick. Just every couple days, I'll snip it off, get it current, and then boom, there's my next blank page. Some of these I keep in my pocket when I'm out and about. I really do like making lists on paper as opposed to my phone. And I'm trying to figure out the way to combine the analog and the digital without wasting too much time. I don't want to just make all lists on paper and then make the same list digitally. That doesn't seem to make sense. Also, these small little notebooks I have for specific things like laser settings. So if I'm going to do something that I've done previously with one of my lasers, I don't have to try and figure out, oh, what were the settings? I just have them all recorded right there. What else could I think of? I think that's pretty much it. Okay, so I was just editing this video and I realized I forgot something, a pen. Of course, when I carry notebooks, I carry a pen with me as well. The pen that I carry all the time is a Sharpie Roller 0.5. I like this pen. Okay, now back to the video. One thing I have been starting to carry a lot, not for video, but strictly for photography. This here is the Fujifilm X100 5. I also have the original X100. And I've got this thing set up for JPEGs. I've got film simulations programmed in here. And it's so fun just to be wandering around somewhere and just snapping quick photos, whether I'm on a date with my wife or, waiting for a meeting. It's so much fun to blend photography into your everyday life. I take this places, I would say half the time I never turn it on. But the other half, I'll take the odd picture or two. Not a lot, just a couple. And it's just fun to kind of build up this little collection of memories throughout your life. And that's it. That's my EDC for 2025. The things that will change for the weekends, and my weekend carry is a Civivi Elementum. I've just really liked Civivis. I've never had them before, but for their price point and the quality of the blades, this doesn't go with me on the weekend. Yeah, So the only thing that changes from weekday working around the shop are these two things. Well, there you have it. There's my updated EDC for 2025. The thing with EDCs is that they're so specific to each person. And I think the important thing when you're thinking about your EDC, if you have things in your pocket that you don't use, they should probably come out of your EDC. The things that I carry on me, I use them every single day, almost every day. Always a dangerous question, but I'm interested to know if there's anything that I'm missing that you think I really need. It's just a fun conversation to have. It's funny because my second son is really getting into EDCs. He's been going to these trade shows where he's working, and they're like overlanding trade shows. So of course, it's like a gear fest. And he's really getting into it, and it's so much fun. He's like, comes back with like 5 new knives, a taser, well, a cattle prod flashlight thing.
Are you ready, Isaiah, to be shocked willingly? Yes. Okay. Oh!
And he's getting into flashlights too. He's like, it's pretty cool. It's a fun thing to get into and fun stuff to talk about here on YouTube. I thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a fantastic day. We'll see you in the next video. Cheers.